Right now, families displaced after fire at a Monona apartment complex. All that we know so far. Also, Madison Restaurant Week is underway. Our Tanisha Shaw brings us the sights and sounds of one local restaurant participating. And we're following a crash near the forest that leaves one person dead. That and more coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. One person is dead and 5 people injured following a crash near the forest Sunday morning. Just after midnight near mile marker 125.6 on I-3990, several agencies responded to a crash. An initial investigation showed an SUV suspected of traveling in the wrong direction southbound and struck another vehicle traveling north. The SUV was fully engulfed in flames, and the passenger of the northbound vehicle was pronounced dead at the scene. Both drivers were taken to the hospital with injuries. As a result of the investigation, the driver of the SUV was arrested for operating while impaired. The Monona Fire Department responded to a blaze at an apartment building Saturday night. Fire crews responded to the 800 block of West Broadway for a water flow alarm. It was found to be an active fire, which extended the call into a full building response. The fire, fortunately, was put out quickly, but the cause is still under investigation. No injuries or fatalities were reported. Monona Fire reported there were no occupants home at the time of the fire, and one dog was rescued, also with no injuries. The apartment was deemed temporarily uninhabitable, with 2 occupants and their dog displaced. The damage estimate at this time is unknown. Let's go ahead and get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, we're headed into the work week. Is it still going to be cool? What should we expect?
No, it is going to be hot and humid as we go into next week, except for Monday. So Monday is going to be comfortable, especially compared to where we are going to end up later this week. We've gone ahead and issued an alert day for Wednesday afternoon. Take a look at what we're expecting in terms of what it will feel like outside. In the low 100s, anywhere between feeling like 100 to 105 degrees across southern Wisconsin as we go into Wednesday afternoon. So it is very important starting Tuesday, but especially Wednesday, further into Thursday and Friday, because we're going to stay hot and humid all this week, to make sure that you are drinking plenty of water, staying cool and hydrated during the daytime hours and at night. And the same goes for your pets as well. We got to make sure that they are staying cool and hydrated during these hot times too. But tonight and Monday are going to be comfortable. We're hanging out in the 50s tonight. There's going to be a little bit of smoke in the atmosphere, not only overnight, but into Monday as well. You may want to open up the windows, give the AC a break, since it's going to be working overtime this week. And then we're going to talk in the full forecast, any rain chances this week, and when we may start to cool on down. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. We'll see you in just a bit. And as always, you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn weather app. It is hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. Madison Restaurant Week is underway right now, and you have the opportunity to try out local restaurants for a cheaper price. Our Tanisha Shaw visited the participating restaurants.
Summertime and barbecue are synonymous.
You get a ½ pound of brisket, our top 2 sides.
Beef Butter Barbecue serves barbecue throughout the year on Madison's north side. Customers filled the restaurant early Sunday afternoon, just a few hours after opening for the day. Patrick Reha is the founder of Beef Butter Barbecue and says the restaurant started as a hobby that got out of hand.
I started cooking with all these pit masters that were experts from all over the country. Cooked with them for a long time, and then I designed and built a trailer and did that out in Sun Prairie in front of Woodman's. They were nice enough to let me sell on weekends.
And now that hobby expanded from a food truck to a restaurant with catering. Reha says his barbecue is the best in town.
We opened a restaurant 7 years ago this fall, and we served over 2 million people.
Serving millions quality barbecue cost a lot of money.
Our briskets in, they're 18 pounds. By the time we're slicing and serving them to customers, they're 6 pounds. So we get a 33% yield. So our briskets cost us about $20 a pound to actually smoke.
If the menu looks a little too pricey, there is a temporary solution. Beef Butter Barbecue is participating in Madison Restaurant Week, giving customers a chance to try their lunch or dinner specials with a discount.
People like that live on the west side, they don't really come over here very often. And I'm like, listen, everything in Madison is only 20 minutes apart. you know, so in 20 minutes you can come and get Madison's best barbecue.
Beef Butter Barbecue is one of 40 restaurants participating in Madison Restaurant Week until Friday. We have a full list on our website right now at channel3000.com. Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanasia, thank you. The reviews are in. And last night's Coldplay concert at Camp Randall is getting rave social media reviews. Many posted it was the best concert they have ever attended. And video shows just how impressive the performance was. I mean, let's take just a second to see that crowd. I mean, look at that. The sold-out show was the second concert in Camp Randall this summer. Country star Morgan Wallen performed there back in June. University police say they only made 2 arrests and said it was successful with no major incidents. Madison police agreed, telling us it was a positive and peaceful night. This evening, the Dane County Fair wraps up for a 4-day run of family fun. From rides to magic shows to animal competitions, the fair offers a wide range of entertainment every single year. We spoke to fairgoers about what their favorite part of the weekend was.
Probably the Ferris wheel. It's pretty chill.
We are riding all of the kiddie rides with our son. So far, the Dumbo is his favorite. So that's kind of what we've been enjoying right now.
I actually won like 3 out of 4 games that I played. And I got 2 capybaras in that pink bang hammer over there. If you're watching, Mommy, hi!
Now the fair wraps up in just about an hour, going until 11 p.m. Old Brick Botanical Gardens hosts its annual Blooming Butterflies exhibit. The event features 19 different species of flying insects all around the Bowles Conservatory until August 10th. If you have any butterfly-related questions, Old Brick staff and volunteer experts will be on hand to answer them.
The exhibit has been so long-standing that we have a lot of volunteer docents that we rely on to provide a lot of our information throughout the exhibit. And they have become so knowledgeable about butterflies and their life cycle and how to share that with people. So we're really fortunate. It really takes dozens of volunteers to help us run this exhibit each year. And in addition, we have quite a few staff. This exhibit is exciting for Old Brick because it is one of our biggest exhibits where it's all hands on deck from all staff groups.
Visitors can explore the gardens as part of a scavenger hunt that shows the connection between plants and pollinators. And while you're on your hunt, organizers say if you're lucky, you might even be able to catch the exact moment a butterfly spreads its wings for the very first time. Coming up next, Blaze returns with a complete look of your first one forecast. And the frustrations in LA continue as the pushback over ICE agents wearing masks goes on. And we've reached the 6-month mark in President Trump's second term. A look at his performance so far.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Tonight, the divide between California and the Trump administration is growing. CBS News' Elise Preston reports on the escalating battle over policy and power in LA.
This is a political stunt, a terrible misuse of taxpayers' dollars.
LA Mayor Karen Bass blasting the Trump administration's unwelcome immigration enforcement. In June, the administration sent about 4,000 federal troops to the city, they say, to protect ICE agents enforcing immigration policy. The move triggered massive and heated protests in downtown LA.
He's a U.S. citizen!
The administration's immigration crackdown is just one of the policy battles pitting the president against the Golden State and his staunch critic, Governor Gavin Newsom.
It's about time Donald Trump grow up.
LA and California have also sparred with the Trump administration over guns, transgender athletes, and disaster relief funding for victims of the deadly fires. State and local officials are fighting back with dozens of lawsuits, the latest this past week when the president pulled $4 billion in approved funding for California's high-speed rail project. But it's immigration which is at the forefront of the feuds.
Better get out of here.
This week, the number of National Guard troops the Trump administration deployed in Los Angeles was cut, with roughly 2,000 remaining.
Why are you covering your face, bro?
A bill that would prevent law enforcement from covering their faces is advancing in the state legislature. ICE Acting Director Todd Lyons told Face the Nation he will let his agents decide.
I'm not a proponent of the masks. However, if that's a tool that the men and women of ICE to keep themselves and their families safe, then I'll allow it.
I don't know, but I have a hard time believing that the woman selling pineapples on the corner is going to attack an ICE agent.
According to data released by ICE and analyzed by the LA Times, nearly 60% of the people detained by the agency last month in Southern California had never been charged with a crime. Elise Preston, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Raging wildfires and severe storms in the U.S. are driving up global insurance losses. Those losses have totaled an estimated $84 billion for the first 6 months of the year, according to a report from reinsurance broker Gallagher. Wildfires that raged across Southern California in January accounted for about $40 billion of the total. Meanwhile, severe storms that created damaging tornadoes, winds, and hail, many in the Midwest and South, accounted for at least $33 billion in losses. The report said it's been the costliest first 6 months of a year since 2011, and insurance losses are expected to surpass $100 billion for the entire year. President Trump is marking 6 months back in office. Today on social media, he called the U.S., quote, the hottest and most respected country anywhere in the world. New CBS News polling finds 42% of Americans approve of the job he's doing as president, down 3 points from a month ago. CBS's Willie James Inman has more from the White House.
The president spent today mostly out of sight and at his Sterling, Virginia golf course, but in a post on his Truth Social platform, he says, "We got a lot of good and great things done." As the White House points to domestic and foreign policy wins at the 6-month mark of Trump's second term, new polling gives mixed reviews over his administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case. Just half of Republicans are satisfied with how the Epstein case files have been handled. Among self-described MAGA Republicans, the support is stronger, with 60% approving, but 40% disapprove. Americans of both parties overwhelmingly believe all Justice Department-held material on the Epstein case should be released. The president has called the controversy surrounding the Epstein files a hoax, blaming Democrats and so-called troublemakers.
So the president blaming Democrats for this disaster, Jake, is like that CEO that got caught on camera blaming Coldplay, okay? Like, this is his making.
I'm ticked off at everybody. Look, this thing should have been handled.
Our polling also found Americans remain uneasy about rising prices. 7 out of 10 Americans say the administration is not doing enough to lower prices. And 60% of Americans oppose the president's tariff policies. On Face the Nation, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick says Americans will eventually be better off.
President Trump says it all the time. Build in America, you don't pay a tariff. Americans deserve to be employed here and have the best jobs.
Today, the president called Jerome Powell the worst Federal Reserve chairman in history. But our poll found that 68% of Americans believe the Federal Reserve should act independent of Trump. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
Now let's get a look at your first warn forecast with the meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what should we expect?
Well, we are going to be looking at some smoky conditions overnight into Monday, but both overnight and Monday are going to be not only on the cooler side and less humid side, we're also going to be sitting underneath clear to mostly clear conditions. The rest of the week, while looking to be somewhat quiet, is going to be hot and humid as we enter into the ring of fire weather patterns sitting underneath the ridge of the jet stream. We'll explain that here in just a moment, but first, let's track out that wildfire smoke on Monday. The darker oranges and the reds there indicating more thicker smoke, so that's going to push out of Lake Michigan and move back westward as we go overnight through the morning hours on Monday. Winds are going to be off of Lake Michigan throughout most of the day, but once they turn out of the south, we see the yellows, the oranges, and the reds disappear. So we're saying goodbye to all that smoke. We're pushing it further north. But as those southerly winds take on over, that also starts to return that heat and humidity. So we'll say goodbye to the smoke starting Tuesday, and then that's also when we start to get more hot and certainly more humid. Upper 70s to low 80s on Monday, so a little bit cooler off towards the north. This is where that center of high pressure system is closer to the north and east. So you're going to be a little bit cooler and certainly a little bit more sunny. Off towards the south and west, becoming more mostly sunny and then partly sunny across parts of southwestern Wisconsin into Iowa. We're on the edge of that high pressure system. That's where we're going to find a little bit more cloud cover as we go into the day. So entering into this ring of fire weather pattern setup, this blocking high pressure system is to our south. The jet stream is overhead. So we'll see little low pressure systems make their way through parts of the Pacific Northwest and the plains and then further east into our neck of the woods, bringing with it the chance for some rain. Looking like mostly the overnight because in addition to the blocking high pressure system keeping that jet stream overhead, it's also going to bring the heat and humidity marked by the red here further and further north. And probably in about a week and a half, that jet stream lifts even further north. So we stay likely hot and humid and we say goodbye to the rain chances. Because we're going to be hot, especially Tuesday onwards, those rain chances are probably going to be during the overnight hours, except for Thursday. Thursday continues to look as though that's going to be our best chance for more of those scattered daytime showers and thunderstorms. But as I mentioned, the heat and humidity are here to stay over the next 6 to 10 days. I believe this is a 80 to 90% chance of being warmer than average from the 26th through the 30th. And we do have that major risk from heat as we look ahead to next Wednesday. Again, this is going to be for not only the heat during the daytime, but overnight as well when your body needs to recharge. So again, give the AC a break tomorrow and really make sure that either the AC or the fans are going, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, and especially during those overnight hours with our overnight lows only dipping into those low to mid 70s. It is very, very important that your body's able to rest and cool down while resting. So 90s on Wednesday, and then it looks like we'll hang out in the 80s throughout next week into the following work week.
I went down, 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 and the flames got higher.
I should really listen to that song because we've been talking about the Ring of Fire, but I don't know it.
I just listened to it on the way home. The first time I had heard it used in like our industry was yesterday when Alex was in it. We're heading into a ring of fire. You know, that's like more his wheelhouse. So I think for him, he got like a kick out of it.
He doesn't strike me as a Johnny Cash fan. I only knew of the Ring of Fire about the volcanoes around the Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
And then Johnny Cash.
I learned about the Ring of Fire in 7th grade choir, I want to say.
And now everybody at home is probably like, if I hear Ring of Fire
one more time.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll end that there.
Okay.
Thank you, Blaze. Coming up in sports, the Brewers look to get their 10th straight win. Could they get it done in L.A.? Next in sports. The Brewers have been on a tear as of late, winning their 9th straight last night against the Dodgers. Still looking to turn around what has been an up and down season, but again, they've been on a run. This afternoon, they're looking to sweep the Dodgers in LA. Top of the 6th, Eric Haas at the plate with one on, and Haas gets one, bringing home Joey Ortiz. Again, the bat's still hot for the crew. Staying in the frame, bases juiced, Isaac Collins at the plate, and he hits a shot straight down the middle, bringing home Haas and Churio, taking a 2-run lead, and that's all the crew would need. They go on to win it, 6-5, winning their 10th straight. Hockey lovers rejoice. The Janesville Jets are set to get their new home. And this weekend is the last time the Jets will play in their current ice arena before moving into the Woodman Sports Convention next season. Here's Badger legend and former NHL All-Star Joe Pavelski on the new stadium.
It's one of the biggest deals going on in Janesville right now. And I think we're all so excited for it and so excited for the city. And that's where the passion of Bill McCoshen comes out and what he's kind of been able to do with leading the way with the Janesville Jets, bringing this team there, you know, getting me on board and being excited about it.
To the British Open now, and Scottie Scheffler is looking to keep his hot streak going this season. On hole 18, Scottie Scheffler walks up looking to get a birdie, but that's okay. He'll end up tapping it in for par later on. He shot at a 68 and finished 17 under with 5 shots in front. Scheffler is now just the 9th player to win the Open, Masters, and PGA Championship and he ties Tiger Woods at 1,197 days from winning their first major to the fourth. Here's Scotty on being compared to Tiger.
Still think they're a bit silly. You know, Tiger won, 15 majors? It's my fourth. Just got 1/4 of the way there. So I think Tiger stands alone in the game of golf. You know, he was inspirational for me growing up, and he was a very, very talented guy, and he was a special person to be able to be as good as he was at the game of golf.
And that's it for sports. A final check of your First Warn forecast is coming up when we return. At the box office this weekend, Smurfs debuted in fourth place, opening with $11 million. The new generation's I Know What You Did Last Summer made $13 million, beginning its run in third place. Jurassic World Rebirth remained a strong second, earning $23.4 million for a domestic total of $276 million. Superman is still flying high. The Man of Steel made another $57.3 million for a 10-day domestic total of $235 million and a more than $400 million worldwide box office haul. And you can almost feel it in the air. Football season is just around the corner, and the Packers will be taking the field in no time. And fret not, we've got you covered leading up to the season. This Wednesday, our very own Andrew Banstra and Jason Wilde will be live at Packers training camp. They'll bring you in-depth interviews with Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, as well as some of your favorite players, so tune in. You don't want to miss it. And speaking of, this week, for those that want to be outside enjoying some football, this may just be the week to do it.
Yes, but first, a congratulations is in order because you are marking your 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes, so
round of applause. Yes, I appreciate it. It's been 2 years here. It's flown by, honestly. It feels like yesterday I was just starting. And I really enjoyed my time, sharing and telling stories with all of you, and looking forward to sharing and telling some more.
Yes, go show Jalen some love on Facebook. You can follow his reporter page. Yeah, and we can share all your stories.
Banks. Absolutely. Yeah. And quick congrats to you on seeing the world's best band last night.
No.
Quick check. How was it? Favorite song they performed live yesterday?
Probably, oh gosh, there were so many good ones, but probably Fix You.
Fix You?
Yeah,
okay.
Or Yellow.
Yeah.
Or all of them. The entire track
all
list.
of them? There's just one big song.
Yes, that's all it's playing in my mind. But as you were beginning to mention, tomorrow is going to be on the sunnier side, a little bit of smoke out there, comfortable compared to where we are going to be through the rest of the week, folks. So make sure that you are staying cool and hydrated this week. It may feel like the low 100s on Wednesday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. Seinfeld is up next. News Now this morning starts at 4:30.